How to hand solder the net burner SOMRT1060. Before we can solder it, we have to identify pin 1. Pin 1 is the little chamfer in the corner. Pin 1 is not the gold dot on the other side. That's the recovery jumper. So make sure you keep in mind that pin 1 is the little slice on the corner, the chamfer, and not the dot. Let's begin. We start by putting flux down on all 4 sections of the board. Next, we'll take a little solder and we'll tin 2 corners. Tin 1 corner, and we'll tin the opposite corner. Now place the SOM carefully, remembering to pay attention to pin 1. And then just solder it down. You see how the SOM sits down on the pad when the solder is melted. And you can see, if you look closely, that the opposite corner is raised up a little bit, and as soon as he solders that opposite corner, it's going to set down. It does. And now inspect carefully all 4 corners, all 4 sides, to make sure the SOM is correctly placed. At this point, you could heat the 2 corners and remove it. After the next step, it's going to be harder to remove. Now we put flux on all 4 sides of the SOM. This is a little tedious. We have 88 pins to solder. Or actually 86, because we did 2 to start, but we've got 88 pins. Just go around all 4 sides and solder them. If you have a problem and bridge 2 pins, it's not a big deal. You can remove that with solder wick, or just touch your iron between the 2 pins will usually fix it. And go back and fix those things when you're done. Keep going. 1 side done, 3 to go. I'm guessing you're getting kind of bored watching all this soldering. So what if we, let's think about speeding this up. I know that I'm getting bored watching them solder. So here we go. 2 times speed. Super Solder Man. Okay, now we can inspect it and take a look at it. A little more to do. Okay, inspected. Let's take a look at it under the microscope. Still a lot of flux on the board, and it's sometimes hard to see, but with the white line on the silk screen outlining the outline of the SOM, sometimes the white line looks like a solder bridge, and sometimes it is a solder bridge. And the easiest way to fix the solder bridge is just to touch it with the iron, or if there's a lot of solder, you can use some solder wick and do it that way. Now that we're done inspecting the solder job, we'll go get some isopropyl alcohol on a Q-tip and we'll clean it up. Yeah, we'll take all that flux off, clean up the board. Alright, it looks like it's ready to go. Again, remember pin 1, the chamfer, not the dot. Thanks for watching.